Hey everybody, welcome in. And another little update that has come through that was mentioned in the patch notes is that the sleep, stun, and charm abilities not working or working properly. So what has happened here is a little bit more clarification around that. And its characters will not perform certain actions under stun, sleep, or charm. So that's going to be Thief's Cure, so Aladdin's not going to be able to heal, Anna's not going to be able to counter attack, she won't be able to do the next right thing, Ariel's not going to do the trident, Baloo's not going to be able to throw the bananas, Barley's not going to be able to follow your gut, Bo Peep's survival school. So all of these passive abilities are not going to be triggering anymore. Now, this goes through to Captain Hook, to the Davy summoning things, to Demona's flame arrows, to Emperor Zurg's blast. So this is where things get a bit different. Is that when you charmed Demona, she used to send fire arrows to her own team. Whereas when you charmed Emperor Zurg, he used to still send his little blast, his ion blast, a massive ion blast, over to your team, the opponent's team. So there was discrepancies of like how charm worked and how it worked with certain abilities. Some would pop things up to they'll use it on their own team and others wouldn't. And now it looks like they're just flattening all that out and saying that when they are charmed, sleeped, or stunned, none of these are going to trigger. And so for a while they were asking, some people started complaining at first because when Zurg started being used a lot, people would charm him because he was slower, and then boom, he would use the massive iron blast on his own team, and then start slapping them down, and then use his basic on them as well. And they're like, "Oh, now we've got to wait 4 turns to get it back. That's not fair." And so they went and changed that. They went and fixed that within like a week or so. Now, with Demona, they went and changed that, but yet Demona has always been, when she's charmed, if she gets the proc for her fire arrows, she would send them to her own team and give her full up her own team with continuous damage. And we're just like, oh, well, that's not fair. If Zerg gets a special treatment and his abilities go to the opponents, whereas other ones go to your own team, that we want one rule for everyone. We don't want to have separate little rules for this one and that one, and then ignore other characters. So they have listened. They have listened and they said, well, one way to get around it, we're not going to let any of these proc with the sleep, the stun, and the charm. Now, I get it for sleep and stun, and I like that because the characters are asleep or stunned, they can't do anything. Now, with charm, I kind of liked how you could twist and make people's characters work against their own team. Now, with that, I I'm a little bit sad about the way that it's changing, but I still understand it because it works in both ways. Whereas it can be good because for ones like Zerg's Ion Blast, the ones that have like 4 or 5 turn cooldowns, if that is to go off on your own team, then potentially a whole strategy of yours is gone. A whole point of your game plan is gone. And that can be for any of these other characters. So I like that side of it, that is not going to waste the characters like that. But it was still nice to make people use things against their own teams. That was just one of the fun parts about it. But I think charm is good enough. Blocking a character from having a turn, making them attack themselves, their own team, that is probably good enough that they don't need more bonuses. So I get that. Now, going down all the even things like Jafar's just getting warmed up to Jasmine's free spirits, and all these things. Now, Jack Sparrow's piece of 8 I was interested in, so even that's not going to activate when he's charmed, whereas previously they would just give himself buffs. It could have been good or bad, because like sometimes it can give him haste, and then he's just going to come around and have a turn faster again after being charmed. Other times he'll get guaranteed crit and then attack his own team. So it was good or bad, and it was just random, like his ability is. So we'll just have to wait and see with that. But I think it's just they've given us what we wanted, as in one rule for all, that no one gets special treatment, that passives are just not going to work when things are charmed. And I kind of get that, although it was kind of nice using your opponent's teams for your benefit, like you charm a Ariel, and then you can get the Trident on your team. You get the slow buffs and all that kind of stuff. That was so fun. So there was all sorts of those little things that I think were fun strategy, but now just gone. So, oh well. But there is one thing I would like to say with this, is that I found a little bit of something out that I don't think many people know just the other day. And it is to do with one of these abilities. So let's go and jump right into that, and we'll see how we do. Alright, so I went in and went up against an Elsa team, a Frozen team, and this is a team that I have been working on, as you would have seen the video by now, and you'll know the strategy for it. But what I want to focus on is I want to focus in on what is going to end up happening to this team. So here, it's pretty much use Robin Hood, give some guaranteed crit, use Zurg to take some characters out, Shan you to drop turn meter, and then have a full cycle of your own team. So that's kind of like the theory behind it. And it's not about you using hero for just defense only, but more using him in offensive way, in a very aggressive way. Now, one thing you will notice is that I've got Elsa right down low. Her shield didn't activate. I haven't knocked her out. I don't want to attack her. I don't want to do that just yet. So what I go and do is I wake up the others, attack them, and then Elsa still asleep. One more turn, and what I want to choose to do. So I want to go and start attacking, and just start attacking. And get the rest of the characters down, and then boop. I was like, oh, I'll give him another turn, and I take her down. But her shield didn't activate, and I was like, oh, did I just find something out? And then I attack her, and I'm like, she is right down. She's right down to 0. And what this looks like is just like back when you could use dead pants and get the silence on, take her right down. She wouldn't fully die and get knocked down, but she would stay alive. So I'm still not sure if this is a bug or not. But it's blocking her ability, her shield, from happening. And then boom, her turn. She gets a heal just from the continuous healing from Anna. But that is all. She doesn't get a shield. She doesn't get any of the other abilities. And that's it. And then you can just take her out, and she's gone. So having sleep on Anna or anyone else will block her the passives from activating, and even so, on that one hit while they're still asleep. So here, let's just take this back. So while she's asleep, it'll block the ability from activating the turn that she's asleep, not the turn after she gets woken up. So boom, there she takes 2k damage. That takes her down below 0, where she should have activated her glacial shield. But because of the sleep on her, it blocks her passive from activating, so you can actually take her out without her getting a shield. Now, when I saw this, I was like, oh, yes, okay. It makes sense. And now with this latest update, it makes even more sense. So I was like, okay, I like that. Now, Fairy Slumber is 100% going to be the next Dad Pants. And as long as you time it correctly, take Elsa down enough, just like you had to with Dad Pants, and to do the whole silence thing, take her down just enough to try and take her out on the turn that she's sleeping, Or you can even use Slumber with her the main target, and then you get 2 turns to do it. There's so much potential there. There is so much potential there to do so much more damage, because, and just to be able to, another way now to block. So here, so not only does the Slumber drop their turn meter, so here we go, activate it, boom, all lose 40%, and then I could have, if I realized, I could have used my Robin Hood arrow on her then, and I would have, if I had known, because I would be more than happy to wake her up to knock her out. But now that I know, this is awesome. And then here I go and give it to Zurg. Didn't know that his iron was going to be full. Boom, take her right down. And then when she activated like that, I was like, oh, this could happen. This could work. And it makes so much more sense now after that. The reconditioning and buffing saying how they do want the stun, charm, and things to block passives. So that may also mean that we can now charm her, and you can potentially block her passive, which will need to be tested. We can potentially stun her to block her passive from activating, and sleep as well. So all other ways, and you can do this potentially on any other characters that have passives that are activating, but potentially just for Elsa because she's such a pain to deal with. What do you guys think? Are you guys excited for more ways to deal with her? I know I am. So I'm looking forward to that 100%. And just something a little bit for you all to think about. And I think definitely Charm, Stun, and Sleep teams are going to be raising up in the meta 100% now. So maybe time for me to make a return on my lockdown team. What do you all think? I want to hear from you guys down below. And are you excited for this? I know I am.